you doing? How you doing? Brian here with Catoctin Country Store. It's a beautiful day in August, and today I want to just tell you a little bit about our fruit spreads. When you go under our preserves and spreads category, you're going to see 6 different categories, subcategories, of our spreads. We've got old-fashioned preserves, old-fashioned fruit butters. We have marmalade, pure fruit jellies, juice-sweetened fruit spreads, and juice-sweetened fruit butters. And I think it's a good idea just to tell you a little bit about each one and what's the difference between them. You know, back hundreds of years ago, when people would harvest their fruit would spoil too quickly, and so they looked for ways to preserve that fruit. And they found that by putting their fruit into a sugar syrup, they could preserve it in jars and canisters for a much longer period of time, which was really beneficial come wintertime. And they developed lots of different types of recipes for preserving their fruit. And that's basically where we get today's fruit preserves. The fruit preserves that you'll find in your grocery store are different from ours, and you don't have to go too far down the ingredient list to see the main difference. If you go down most of the major brands of fruit preserves or jellies, the second or third ingredient is going to be high fructose corn syrup or corn syrup. In and of itself, corn syrup isn't too bad, but a lot of people like to avoid high fructose corn syrup. I'll put a little bit on our customer corner about high fructose corn syrup and why you might want to try and minimize some of that in your diet. And you won't find any high fructose corn syrup in any of our preserves or spreads, so that's a benefit right there off the bat. Let's look at one at a time. First of all, preserves versus jams. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of preserves and jams. They're essentially going to be the same thing. Generally, preserves and jams are used in the United States interchangeably and made with the whole fruit, adding sugar, honey, or pectin, and the preserves can contain chunks of the fruit. So our cherry preserves, right here, no fruit butter, here's our cherry preserves, is our cherry fruit preserves. And you can see when we dish it out on the plate, you're going to be able to see the actual chunks of cherry right in the preserve. So there's a cherry, and there's a cherry. So our preserves, so a fruit preserve has whole fruit in it, incorporated in the preserve. Now a fruit spread is essentially the same as a fruit preserve, but the fruit spread is, rather than sweetened with sugar, is sweetened with white grapefruit juice. And again, all of our ingredients are on our website, so we encourage you to check the ingredient tab of our website. So here is a cherry fruit spread, and you can see the consistency is about the same, a little different consistency, but there's still chunks of cherry in the spread. Here's a cherry, there's a cherry, and it's sweet. It's very sweet. It's good. It has a little different flavor, but that's the fruit juice as opposed to the sugar. Now a fruit butter. Fruit butter is referred to a process where the whole fruit is cooked until it's soft, and then it's run through a sieve to strain out the peel and any kind of pits or anything else that might be in the fruit. And then it's boiled to pulp as a smooth consistency, and then that fruit is cooked and it's spiced. So it looks a little bit like applesauce, but cooked down further. So here's our cherry fruit spread. Here's our cherry preserves. And then here is an example of cherry butter. Again, it's cooked down kind of like apple sauce, and then spices are added. So you can see a little bit difference, the preserves, the fruit spread, and the fruit butter. Now, we have juice sweetened fruit butter, which again, it's the same as our regular fruit butter. It's just sweetened with white grapefruit juice as opposed to sugar. So if you need to be cutting down on sugar in your diet, the juice sweetened products are a great alternative. Marmalades. Now marmalades are different from jams or preserves, as we just talked. Jams and preserves, same thing. Fruit butters or fruit spreads, because they incorporate the rind of a citrus fruit. In this case, I have an orange marmalade, and as you can see, when I take this orange marmalade and spoon it out onto our plate, you can see that the rind of the orange is incorporated into the marmalade itself. Makes it great as a spread on your toast in the morning, but also think of it as something to be used as a glaze on ham or other types of meat. And the marmalade has a distinctly citrus flavor. It's delicious, but very different from your preserves because of the added citrus peel. Jellies, we also have pure fruit jellies on our site. And I know you can get jellies anywhere. Every store you go to is going to have jellies. Check the ingredients. Our jellies are all natural. There's no corn syrup. There's no high fructose corn syrup. And they're delicious. You're going to love them. A jelly, the difference between a jelly versus a fruit butter versus a preserve versus a fruit spread is that a jelly is made from the juice of the fruit. The whole fruit is not incorporated into the jelly. And you just boil down the jelly, add the sugar, add the pectin, and make that nice jelly consistency. So that's our little bit about the differences between the different types of fruit spreads and preserves on our website. Hope you've enjoyed the demonstration. Hope you'll understand a little bit better. If you have any other questions about our products, feel free to contact us at info@catoctincountrystore.com, and we'll get back to you. But thanks for watching.